Do a face mask with me while I talk about my experience with acne. So, I had horrible acne. Well, let's be very clear. What everybody thinks is horrible acne is subjective. I luckily never had really cystic like acne where it was like deep under my skin, which is good, and I'm very fortunate for that. But I did have a lot of breakouts on my forehead and on my chin, primarily while growing up in younger grades and such. Now, this was a point of insecurity for me, as it is most kids in high school and middle school, and I had no idea how to treat it. My parents really never had bad acne growing up. They didn't really know what to do. I went to a dermatologist. I really was unsatisfied with the answers and the results I got from her. She essentially prescribed me a cream that dried out my skin and did help with breakouts, but wasn't looking at the deeper problem of why they're coming, instead just treating the acne when it shows up. So my acne really didn't change until I was honestly out of college, which is crazy. And part of it was because I wasn't taking care of myself properly. Part of it was because I really wasn't cleansing all the time. I was cleansing when I was in the shower, but I wasn't cleansing in the morning and at night. Moisturizer was honestly probably minimal and nothing else besides that. I went on a cruise in 2022, I believe it was. And as a part of the cruise, they had this free cosmetology course where you just had to show up, where skin estheticians essentially told you how to properly clean your face. And I was like, well, it's free, might as well go. It was free because they were trying to sell you products, obviously, but it was very informational. Afterwards, I signed up for a consultation about how my skin was, things I could do with my skin personally, and what were my personal problem areas, what do I need to look out for, and what I can do better. I remember her telling me immediately that my skin was not in the best of shape from the sun. From many years of laying out in the sun without sunscreen, I had really damaged my skin, and the first thing that will show up on my skin is skin spots. But she said otherwise, pretty much everything else was repairable and I shouldn't stress about it too much. She taught me how to wash my face properly. She taught me the products I should use. She gave me sunscreen that I should be applying daily. And I will say, a lot of these things really did help me out, but at the end of the day, when I noticed my skin change the most drastically, it was from my diet. It wasn't from all these skincare products that everybody wants you to buy, even though, yes, I do think a lot of them are helpful and I do believe in certain things. Do I think you need to buy the $120 fill in the blank? No. Do I think you should have a basic kind of skincare routine? Yes. As I was older, I started to understand that when I ate foods with a butter or oil content that was higher, I would always have acne. For example, when I ate like nuts, like peanuts, they have a lot of oil in them and they will always tend to lead to a pimple or two on my face. As well as popcorn, I always have breakouts after I eat popcorn personally. I love popcorn, I still continue to eat it, but that is something that will always tend to break me out. I think also it's so corny and everybody says it, but drinking more water is really beneficial and that can help with your skin in general. So I am gonna let this dry. Hopefully I did a okay enough job putting it on while I was looking in my little viewfinder, because I was not looking in the mirror. But just remember, just take care of yourself. I heard this quote recently that said, when I'm doing this action, do I love myself? And think about it before you do anything in the day, whether it's when you're eating this food, am I doing it because I love myself? And almost like you're taking care of yourself as if you were to transport in your significant other's body for a day, and how would you treat them? It's so corny, but I really think about the foods I put in my body and the products I put on my face, and just like, how would you take care of your mom, your brother, your wife, your husband if you were in their body for a day, whether it's what you're eating or what your skincare routine looks like, how you treat yourself, just all around. And if that includes having some ice cream or some Cheetos at night, 110% do that. but also make sure you're feeding yourself nutrient dense foods, whole foods. And I'm not want to rant at you, but I promise you, like, the more you care for yourself and the more you love yourself, you'll start to glow from the inside out. Yeah. I'm gonna let this dry and wash it off and see if it does anything for me. But thanks for listening to me today while I get ready and put on my skincare. I look like a lemon. I literally look like a lemon, but it's okay. BRB.